What's up, everybody? Revival House Network here. We're going to do a commentary. We're going to kick back into the Twilight Zone. It's been a little while since we've done one of these, but I think we're on a little bit of a mission to get in as many of these as we can. Zach's obviously really close to the series. We're going to be doing Season 2, Episode 6, Eye of the Beholder. Zach, do you remember who requested this? Because I sure as fuck don't.
I don't either, baby.
You know what? We really need to start creating like a file or just jot it down on a piece of paper every time we get a request and who requested it. That would be so much easier than having to dig back through comments and stuff. But anyway, if it was you, comment on this video. Hopefully you watch it if you requested it because we're doing it for you. And let us know who you were and we'll definitely acknowledge you next go around. Anyway, we're watching on Netflix per usual, so you can follow along. We're not going to waste no time. We're going to do 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, funny behind the scenes like stuff. We've been through hell and back getting my mic set up and getting it sounding right.
Yeah, if you guys listened to the Goosebumps episode, you might have thought, what the fuck happened to Aaron? What the fuck happened? It's like all of his soy boy beta cuckiness just fucking, it reverberated through the mic and it refused to let him sound crisp and clear.
So, I mean, I'm really into all this audiophile stuff, but I'm new to it, right? So I upgraded my mic setup, which is great. And because we were using USB mics, Zach still is, and it works just fine. But I wanted to up the ante. And the room that I normally record in, my office room, you know, it's designed for all that stuff. It's like I'm doing the podcasting thing. I got a big old desk and all this stuff. And the mics we had before always worked and sounded just fine in that room. But once I put this bad boy in there, I'm picking up all kinds of room echo. And I couldn't understand it.
So at first we're like, okay, what's going on? Is it the room you're in? Is it bouncing off the walls and going back into the mic? And basically we fucking spent like 3 days in a row setting up and then deciding, wait, your mic's sounding all crazy again. And like we basically just found out right before starting this one that it seems to be his fucking mic stand that's doing it.
I don't know if that's the case or not. Yet I still don't.
All right.
But I don't know. I still don't know. Right now it sounds good. Hopefully I don't sound like an ass, but it sounds pretty good when I did the test. And no, it sounds fine. But I moved it into a different room and I set up another desk and I sort of transferred everything over here, which is inconvenient. But the room sounds better. I don't know why, because the office I'm in has shit in it, right? And I'm in my master bedroom right now. I mean, I have a bed in here. Maybe that makes all the difference, but the master bedroom is just as big. No, it's actually bigger. It's like 2 or 3 times bigger. So you guys help me out there if you know what I'm doing wrong. But regardless, we sound good right now. We are capable of sounding good.
Now he's holding the mic, not having it on his mics. Oh, what's going on?
When we did our test yesterday, Zach, I was holding my mic because I didn't want to fucking move everything over to this room if that wasn't going to solve it. But no, now I actually have it. I did end up putting it back in the mic stand a minute ago. So it's in the arm. I've got everything here. I've got the normal setup now, just on a different desk in a different room.
What the fuck?
So I don't know. Maybe I just have to get used to this. Maybe XLR mics like this, maybe they just take a lot more tweaking. Maybe I got to get used to doing more of a pre-check, you know, with this stuff and doing tests and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, you could have saved us a lot of time if you would have done it before we fucking started, asshole.
The thing is it to me it sounded good and like, all right, sounds good, and I can just set it and forget it. No, it seems like anytime I move this fucking bitch one way to the left, to the right, or you know, I feel like I got to recalibrate it. But I don't know.
So are you picking up like, oh, I know what this episode's doing?
Is it doing the Jacob's Ladder?
No. Basically, whenever we were recommended this one, I said that would be a good one, but it's impossible for anybody to watch it and be shocked by the ending. Because it's just been done to death, and it's been like, you know, like they've like done little satirical takes on this episode in pop culture, and it's just one of those that you don't think people are like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
So I was busy going on my spiel, but I saw the guy. He looked like a paraplegic of some kind, right? Was he in a hospital bed?
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss anything else crucial besides that?
Well, basically, this episode, the fucking doctors are wondering what the fuck's wrong with this chick because her face is just hideously deformed.
Okay. Well, I still don't know what's going on yet, so don't ruin it.
So that's the setup of the whole episode.
Okay, well, let me see if I can guess it because I don't know what's going on yet. Does she have no head?
Oh, well, she obviously does. Don't you see it right there?
It could be like a crash test dummy fucking head on top of a stump. Is she dreaming?
If I'll let it fucking play out. Maybe you won't guess it. Maybe you just never seen any of the fucking references to this episode.
Did she get plastic surgery and that's all it is? And they're gonna take the bandages off.
We'll see, baby. We'll see.
I'll be right back.
But anyway, would you fuck that chick?
I mean, I don't know how big the schnoz is. That's a big deal breaker for me if it's a big one.
Is it?
You know, no, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, I don't know, dude. I've seen some big ones before. Can you imagine kissing a girl with a really big snout? Like, how would you position yourself?
I rarely notice big noses.
Like, really big noses?
Like, it has to be huge for me to notice it.
Okay.
Hey, you should tell that story that happened today with your brother.
Oh, that was pretty funny. So my brother, he started a new job somewhere, and a girl in her 20s, she had approached him because I suppose she recognized his last name. Obviously, we share the same last name, and we have a similar look. We clearly look like brothers in the face, except he's got like really dark hair. But yeah, we look like brothers, and people say it all the time. But they came up to him and they said, recognizing his name, does your brother or somebody you're related to run a channel podcast called Revival House? And he confirmed that who I was, and he's like, oh, I love Behind the Mask, and I follow Revival House and all that stuff, and Aaron and Zach are awesome.
That's crazy.
So that's pretty cool, man. You know,
what if it was secretly what if we don't know it, but it was that one girl that like tried to like fucking stalk you that one time years ago?
That was a completely different state than where this occurred. So
the Russian chick.
Oh, I never told you that. I never said that on the air, dude. Did I say that on the air?
I think you did.
I did?
How would I know? Unless you told me behind the scenes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was on the air.
Yeah, you're probably right. I wouldn't have wasted a story like that. No, I doubt it was the Rusky.
That was a genius story.
Yeah, I didn't make it up, man. I can't take credit. May I walk outside? May I? So if you can remove the hype and just the overall impact and this being all over pop culture, is this rank highly as an episode if you could sort of like dissociate from all of that, like the overkill nature of the topic and the theme?
I mean, yeah, it was one of those people didn't see it coming.
Yeah, it's got to be mimicked for a reason, right? It's got to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it look like her lip is on the cloth?
Maybe it is, baby. Maybe she's a mutant.
Maybe is that her face? Is the cloth her face? Is that what she looks like? For
some reason, I always think of Reptile from Mortal Kombat when I see her face. 4. Yeah.
So no, is that it? Is that actually her face? She doesn't have bandages on. She was born a mutated bandage person.
No, you'll see, baby. You'll see. She's got bandage skin.
Bandage skin.
I just repeated what you said.
I feel like Ren and Stimpy. You know that little bit they had in Ren and Stimpy? He was like, in a little while, man. You know, where Stimpy's being impatient. No, you don't know?
Yeah, I remember.
I was watching videos on YouTube. I was going down a rabbit tunnel of watching old Mike Judge interviews. And then I watched a featurette on the making and the genesis of King of the Hill and the casting and doing table reads and stuff. It was really cool. It got me real nostalgic for King of the Hill. And then I got into reading that talks for the reboot are back on.
Oh yeah.
And I guess, I mean, I don't know how far along. It doesn't sound like they're super far along because Mike Judge is really, really consumed doing his show Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the other guy that did King of the Hill with him is doing another show too. So I think it's a timing thing if they can do it. But it sounds like if they do it, maybe Mike Judge would hypothetically get his wish that it has to be expedited. Like he doesn't really have any more stories to tell with Bobby Hill as like a 13-year-old or whatever it was. So they would, I think they said they would bump it up to like modern day, like 10 years since it got canceled or went off the air. So Bobby would be like in his early 20s, college or something.
Mm-hmm. Be interesting.
It would be interesting. I'd be all for it. I always thought King of the Hill was basically like a sitcom, a real life sitcom in animated form. And I think a show like that should have aged the characters every season, just like real people would, you know, like let Bobby be. I mean, I know it means you can't be like Simpsons. It means you can't be on the air for 35 years, you know, because eventually Hank's going to die.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Bobby never aged, but his friend did.
Well,
his friend.
He aged over that summer. I mean, maybe he was like stuck in maybe it was all stuck in like 1 month time, you know, where Bobby was just pre-pubescent and he would have just barely turned that too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. See, you have no idea what's coming, what the ending is.
No, but then again, I'm also not really listening to the dialogue because I got these monitor headphones on and I can just mostly hear you and me.
They're just talking about how hideously ugly she is, and she's like, I don't want to fucking live being ugly. I don't want to do this.
I don't know where it's going. I've never seen this.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I guessed it, you're just going to say, just wait and see how it plays out, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a question? Can you give me yes or no answers?
I guess.
Is the reality we're seeing right here, is this really her reality? Is this what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
It is. So it's not going to be like, oh, it was all a dream or, you know, somebody else's imagination, or it's not going to cut to Richard Dreyfuss writing a book.
No.
Okay.
Isn't it weird watching old shows where they're smoking, like, pretty prominently?
Indoors, yeah.
Like, nowadays...
In the hospital?
Yeah, nowadays, like, you can't even do that. Like, apparently there's a rule where if a character's smoking, you have to have another character say, you know, that's bad for you. As if, like, we don't know. As if somewhere there's a teenager watching it smoking a cigarette, like, wait, what? Bad for me? I thought this shit was good. What the fuck am I gonna do with myself now?
You know, I never thought lying to kids was cool. Like, you know how the industry tries to market it as, hey, cigarettes make you look super hip and cool and fucking rad. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes they do, man. I'm going to be honest. It's like sometimes you look at certain characters, you look at Snake Plissken, there's certain characters in movies and they look cool. The cigarette is supposed to accentuate.
I never thought they looked cool.
There's certain characters that embodied it and made it cool, right? And it becomes just like an accessory. So I would explain to the kids, like, look, it's just like sex. Is sex going to feel good, especially unwrapped, right? Of course it is. But there's a price to it, potentially.
That reminds me, there was this one time this guy came to, like, I was in, like, junior high or, like, 6th grade, something like that. This guy comes in, we did an assembly. And he basically took that approach. He's like, I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that drugs don't make you feel good. They make you feel great. I felt the best I've ever felt while doing drugs. And it was fucking like, some of the teachers just seemed like they were like, why are we doing this? It was funny.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, bullshitting anybody's not, I mean, that's not going to help anybody. He's like, is there some allure to obviously these people that want to do drugs? Of course, but you got to think of the aftermath. Same thing with like sex and unprotected sex. I mean, obviously, is there a reason why people do it? Yeah, but you got to think about the possible consequences of it. That's what it's all about. I mean, I've never touched a cigarette in my life, right? Or drank, so I'm not advocating it.
Because you're a goody two-shoes bitch.
You're a little goody two-shoes. But no, would it be funny if the guy, the dare guy or whoever it is that came in and said that to your class, that was his angle? Like, okay, I'm going to open with the first half talking about how great the drugs make you feel. And then I'm going to hit him at the end with the aftermath. What if right before he got to the reality part of it, like, okay, now here's what can happen. The school fire alarm got hit. And he never actually got to get to his point.
I remember leaving. Yeah, I don't remember him getting.
So all you knew, and that's where it ended. But I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's where it ended. It's like all I heard was, "Whoa, this shit made me feel good."
I don't remember it getting particularly dark, so I might have walked out of there like, "Yeah, I want to do heroin."
Like, I don't have time to waste any more time on this. You've already sold me, sir, and you walk out like before he gets to the real lesson.
Mm-hmm. This shit sounds dank as fuck. I'm gonna get lit as hell. It's gonna be awesome.
That, just you saying that, man. Every time you say dank as fuck, you're inspiring a whole new legion of your fans that want to be just like you. See, they need to have a Zach Dare officer come in and explain the problems with, wanting to be involved with too much Zach.
Mm-hmm. Too much is bad for you. Oh, we're already seeing the twist. You got a little bit longer to try to guess.
Like 2 seconds? Is it
the
joke? Is she going to be a clown? Mirror. Is she going to be invisible?
Is she going to be a clown? That would be amazing. I would fucking come.
Joker.
I would jizz so hard if they took it off if she was a clown.
Is she invisible? Is she a man? Is she an animal?
Man, you're not getting it at all.
I'm missing it. With is the dialogue, me missing out on too much of the dialogue? Do you think that's really hurting it, or should I be able to get this?
I don't know if you're paying close enough attention to the visuals, you could notice it too.
I mean, her face looks fucking weird. There's something about that bandage that doesn't look quite right, and what was under the bandage, There's something about it that looks fucking weird. So.
Everybody that knows this episode is listening to this like, holy shit, he really doesn't see it coming.
I don't care, man. You guys can suck my dick. Just like that comment said. Ezekiel Alonso, you suck my cock. We'll get to that.
I thought it was Isaac.
Isaac,
we did suck his cock.
All right. We'll get to that in a minute, but this is the big reveal, man.
They're stretching it out. They're going slow, babe.
Yeah, they know they got. Yeah, there's something weird about her, man. Is she like a mannequin? Is she like Pinocchio and she's a real boy? Her face looks sunken in.
Man, you'll see, baby.
How does she eat or smell or whatever? They had her whole fucking face.
Mm-hmm. You can breathe through those.
How does she eat? Feeding tube?
See, once this is revealed, I'm going to point something out and you're going to be like, holy shit, yeah. How didn't I notice that?
I'd still like to push the idea that I'm not paying the most attention because we're also talking and I can't hear that well. Like I can hear something audible, but I can't actually make out the words they're saying. Does she have a big nose? Look at that schnoz.
That's the reveal. She's got a big fucking nose.
Is that really it?
No.
Okay.
She's got a big titty on her face.
She does look kind of creepy like that.
Mm-hmm. I still fuck her, though. I'm surprised nobody's tried to colorize this show. They colorize everything.
Yeah, I think it would lose some charm.
Isn't it weird that, like, the colorized version of Wizard of Oz is the version everybody knows?
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, usually the people are elitist, like, fuck that, don't colorize this shit. Fuck you. But that one just...
It's part black and white still, at the beginning.
It's not any black and white, it's sepia.
Yeah, you're right.
The original is black and white. The colorized version they made is sepia.
That yellow, dingy toilet water look.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it, though, man. So, are they still stretching it out? Fuck.
You're gonna see, baby. I can't believe you're not picking up on it.
No change. No change at all.
No change at all.
She's a fucking babe. What's wrong? She ain't ugly. Holy shit.
Oh, it's like a crazy mental hospital?
No,
Are they all-
you're still wrong.
We haven't seen their faces. Fuck.
Yeah, the show we went through the whole show not seeing their faces. Did you not notice that?
I wasn't paying enough attention.
So it takes place in a weird reality where normal is fucking ugly, and the beautiful people are the weird ones.
And you know what? You know what the best hint in the world could have been? Is if you just said, think about the title of the episode. Eye of the Beholder, Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder.
I thought of that, but I figured that would have gave it away too easy.
Yeah, that would have gave it away.
I didn't want to spell it out like whenever we were doing the fucking Sleepaway Camp Return, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
With fucking what's her name?
I'm so invested in talking to you guys and trying to entertain you guys. I'm sorry I didn't notice. I think it's a cool twist. It is a pretty basic twist, but I could see how back in the day it would have been pretty fucking cool.
Oh, look how fucking cool he looks with that cigarette in his mouth. You were right. It does make you look cool.
They all got cleft lips.
Yeah. It's like a weird, like, baboon, ugly face.
He looks like Lon Chaney. How come all these old actresses in like the Marilyn Monroe days like this, they're super young and they're babes, but they talk old. They talk all like this and sophisticated, darling.
It's just like, yeah, it's how people acted back then. It's weird. Is like they were used to playing for like, you know,
Theater.
like on stage, yeah. And it's like they didn't realize until like, I don't know, maybe a decade into movie making that like, you know, we can scale this down and act for the camera rather than acting as if we're acting for the guy in the way the back of the theater. And it'll be more subtle and it'll work better. See, there's another guy that's hideous.
Okay, so what's his involvement here?
He's just another patient that they're trying to fix.
And they're trying to say, hey, look, you don't want to stay ugly like this bitch.
Yeah. They're shaming her.
I don't understand. They're going to
We have a lovely village and wonderful people.
Oh,
Oh, he's there to help, like, take her to a place where they're all ugly like that.
where they're all going to understand her. Gotcha.
Be with your own kind.
Your own kind. You hideous fucking chud of a woman, you.
Do you think those pig people have the same genitalia? Is it only the face we're talking about that's weird?
I don't know. Maybe they got fucking red rockets.
They got little red rockets and little twirly tails. Little twirly tails.
Yeah. Their cock comes out of a hole like fucking crocodiles.
That's weird, dude.
Remember that? Remember back whenever the crocodile hunter was on an episode of South Park?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna stick my thumb in its butthole. Yeah. I guess that's how you tell if they're male or female, is by sticking your thumb in their fucking hole. Where I think they also poop out of it.
So on that note of South Park, you know what? I've been wanting to play it since it came out, but I'm finally gonna be pressed to play Stick of Truth.
Cool.
And I hear Stick of Truth is better than Fractured But Whole, so I'm happy to start there.
I think I did enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus, but it's coming out on Switch here in like next week. So that'll make me want to play it. There's something about handheld and being on the Switch, man, that makes me want to jump into stuff so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I a BB holder.
So you want to fuck, babe?
We'll get your things and we'll leave.
See, he's doing it too. The guy, he's clearly a young guy, but he's talking like this. We'll get your things and we will leave. Come with me.
Mm-hmm. Maybe everybody just talked old back then. That was just the normal way to talk.
They all look like the dead Slipknot bassist in his pig mask, Paul Gray.
Yeah.
How would you like it if you could look up everybody's nose like that? That'd be fucking gross, man.
Now the question.
Yeah.
Where is this?
You have to always trim that shit.
What kind of
And you'd have to always wonder if there's boogers in it.
deviation from that norm?
You think people fuck their noses in this like race of people because those nostrils, they were big enough for an Asian guy's dick.
Beauty is
I'd fuck 'em.
Beauty is the eye.
100 years hence.
See, that chick's pretty cute. I'd fuck her.
Or wherever there is human life, perhaps out amongst the stars.
They're acting with their eyes, their emotions. Look at these sad expressions.
In the Twilight Zone.
In the Twilight Zone, baby.
So I can see why that's a pretty famous episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the next one's Nick of Time with fucking Captain Kirk. And that fucking little machine there tells the future. That's a good episode too. That's an episode that you can, it can be completely up to interpretation. Like, cause it's like, okay, is the thing actually paranormal? Or is it all in their mind? Are they just letting their fucking superstition run away? Those are good episodes too, baby. Sometimes there's nothing superstitious going on, or is there?
No, I agree with you, man. So, really quick here, I want to make sure we read a couple of comments before we go. I don't know where we left off last time. Did we leave off on... Did we read the comments that were on Evil Dead 2?
I don't think so. I think that was the last one we did, mate.
Okay, so let me go ahead and read those. And I don't know if I should save a couple of comments because I think we should do another episode. You know, this was really quick. We can knock out another one if you want.
All right, babe.
So maybe I'll read a couple of comments and we'll save a couple for the next one.
I think I know which episode to do, too.
Okay, so you go ahead and think about that while I get to this. On In the Army Now, Joey Wilkerson, he says, well, he kind of asks with an exclamation point, first of many more Polly commentaries upcoming? Well,
Oh, hell yeah.
I think that's a bit of a stretch because we're nearing the end, right? We've already done most of them.
Oh, we got plenty of great films.
There's a couple of barrel scrapers left to do, so...
Oh, Phantom of the Mall is great.
So we will be getting those out whenever I feel like I can ingest a little more Polly. That sounded pretty suggestive. On the Evil Dead 2 commentary, we've got Gamer Guy's reviews. He says, Aaron, don't take the little boy dig personally. It's not my fault. I blame Mac and Zach. Their darkness has made me even crazier than I was before. On a more serious note, it was cool to hear Riverman on the commentary. Best of wishes to him. And Zach was on point with the Evil Dead 2 trivia. I'm like that with a whole bunch of movies. If y'all ever do a commentary on the first Return of the Living Dead, invite me and I'll lay down the trivia on that classic left and right. So
We got to do that movie.
it was fantastic to have Riverman back. Hopefully he'll come back sooner than later. You know, you guys kind of know the stance on him. He's just sort of a pitch hitter. It's just how it is. But it was cool to be able to do that with him in the flesh. And if you guys didn't see on Instagram, you guys should check out his ghetto rig setup because he's seriously out of the game. He literally didn't even have his desk, his office set up. He didn't have his podcasting equipment out. So we literally had to rig it up, and it was pretty bad. The guy had his mic duct taped to a lamp stand, and he had it leaning against a wickerbacker chair, and he was laying back. I mean, the guy was, you know, whatever, but it was pretty funny. So, and you know what? On the topic of Return of the Living Dead, we got to do it, man, because we've only got, out of the original trilogy, we just got the first one left.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, here we don't usually like to start with the first ones for some damn reason. But we will definitely keep that in mind if you wanted to come on there, Gamer Guys Reviews. That might be cool to open the door and extend the invitations doing that. So we will let you know. On the Ash vs. Evil Dead series discussion, Adrian Mendoza, he says, I just finished watching the third season and it was the best in the series. No fillers, great comedy. I believe they showed images, clips of Army of Darkness in the third season. I love the addition of Lee Majors. I will miss Pablo and Kelly and even Ash's daughter. Sad that there will be no season 4. Maybe they will continue with the adventures of Ash and friends with a video game? ? I don't know, man. They said Bruce Campbell was reprising his role as Ash in video game form due to a contractual obligation. So I don't know. It doesn't sound like he had that planned prior to all this stuff. I just don't think he can turn money down, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think when the offers come to the table, he takes them. And I think that's the case with Evil Dead. I think if there ever was any sort of offer for him to reprise the role, I don't care what it is, and he's not too old. I know he's getting up there. I still think he'll take it.
Hopefully.
But they should have put him in Mortal Kombat. Oh, you know what it might be?
You know what? I just got done playing the new fucking Spider-Man game, and they missed the opportunity to get him to do the voiceover for the tutorials again.
That would have been lame, but you know what? I did find out there was some headlines due to somebody leaking some information that, you know, I guess, and you know they are anyway. NetherRealm is working on the the new Mortal Kombat, which that's not really a secret. Everybody knows they would be. And I'm sure it'll probably be timed out to be showed at E3. But if they're working on Mortal Kombat 11, maybe they brought Ash in for this one and that's what he's talking about.
I don't know, baby.
Because he should have been in the last one. He just screams evil. He screams Mortal Kombat. He's perfect. He's got the one-liners to be a great character. He's got the chainsaw. He's got the boomstick. It's pretty much a perfect fit. My bet is that he will be a part of it. Anyway, I'll read one more and we'll save some more for the next one here. Evil Dead 2 commentary. Adrian Mendoza, you say Zach was on fire in this commentary. It's good to hear Riverman. The prank call wasn't that bad, guys. I'm with Zach that this is a sequel that begins 7 minutes in. Really quick, I want to say he's talking about the Corey G one that we played.
Oh, yeah.
That we didn't want to play before. So he was saying that, I guess essentially it wasn't bad enough to where we should not have played it, which is all right. It was pretty funny. I watched Army of Darkness for the first time last year on the big screen. There was a Q&A with Ted Raimi after the film. Ted Raimi is a goofball. A movie that I recommend to watch at your leisure is a French horror film called Raw. Raw is in the same vein as Hereditary or The Witch. It is an art house indie film. Raw is streaming on Netflix. Have you seen that, Zach?
I've seen that. I seen it.
I haven't. I'll definitely put it in the queue because I'm hungry for stuff to watch on Netflix for sure. But we're going to roll into another episode, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Zach, you got any final comments?
I love you guys.
Thank you guys for being beautiful. I'm going to remind you guys one more time. If you guys are on YouTube, click the notification bell, subscribe if you already haven't, like, share the videos with your friends, your lovers, your whatever. And also click the link in the description if you guys are on YouTube and go over to one of the podcast networks, go over to Apple Podcasts, go over to Google Play, go over to Stitcher, leave us 5-star ratings and feedback so that we can rise amongst the ranks and we can finally start feeding Zach, right? So that's all I got. We'll see you guys next time. You're beautiful. Bye-bye, puppets.